Hi, you guys. Today we're going to be working on our Talavera tile drawings inspired by this traditional Talavera tile. It originated in Spain but was popularized in Mexico. So, a lot of the time when we talk about Talavera pottery or Talavera tiles, we think of it as coming from Mexico. So, last week we looked at these and we talked about the really bright colors, the floral intricate designs, and all of the things that make this Talavera pottery special and unique. We started working on our own Talavera tile drawings, and we should have drawn it out in pencil first, and then gone on top of our pencil lines with either permanent marker, colored pencil, or crayon. If for some reason you haven't had the chance to go on top of your pencil lines with colored pencil, crayon, or permanent marker, make sure you try to do that before you start. Some of our tile designs are a little tight. That means they're a little close together. If you feel like you need a little extra help keeping the paint inside of the lines, then I would suggest using crayon to go over your pencil lines because we know that it wax resists. So if you use crayon, it'll create that little barrier between each section to help you have a little bit more control of where those colors go. If you choose not to use crayon and use permanent marker or colored pencil, that's perfectly fine. Just remember that we want to let our spots dry before we paint right next to them. Wet paint blends with wet paint, and so we want to give some separation and some time to dry. So today, if you haven't already gone on top of your pencil lines, you're going to start there. Once you've gone on top of your pencil lines, you can look at our Talavera designs and plan out your color scheme if you haven't already. If we look at these, we can see a lot of blue, red, yellow, orange, green, and those are kind of the general vibes for these tiles. So you can plan out your colors. Once you're ready, you're going to make sure that your Talavera tile is on top of your messy mat so that if any paint comes off the side, it's on our messy mat. And then you are going to get started adding the color to your tiles. You want to make sure you have the right size brush because some of our patterns are really small. So you may need to search for a smaller brush that's going to work best for your tiles or for your patterns. Once you've found the brush that you need, remember that more water gives you a lighter color and less water gives you a darker color. So if I wanted to put orange in here and I want it to be a really nice dark opaque orange, then I'm going to make sure I use a little bit of water and a good amount of paint on my brush. And then when I put that orange down, you're going to see that it's nice and opaque. It's nice and bright and vibrant. However, if I wanted a light orange, then I'm going to go in with a lot of water and just a little bit of paint. And when I put that down on the paper, you're going to see that I have a much lighter color. So remember that when we're painting, a lot of water gives you a lighter color. A little bit of water will give you a darker color. Wet paint blends with wet paint, so be careful, let areas dry if you don't want them to mix together. Remember that we do not tap our paintbrush on the side of the water basin. We gently touch it to the side to get extra water off. Your paint should only ever go on your paper. It should never go on anyone or anything else. If we need to pick up or move the water or the paint palette, we're going to do it flat like a lunch tray so that it doesn't spill. Once you are all done, you're going to pick up your whole messy mat with your artwork on it, and you're going to walk it to our drying rack. You'll slide it on our drying rack, and then you can get one coloring page or free draw paper for the remainder of class. If you have any questions at all, raise your hand and I'll be around the room to help.